Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. Life-changing phrase. I'm going to give you the phrase first. I can't take credit for it. A gentleman by the name of David Meltzer, this is one of his catchphrases, but I want to pass it on because it has been incredibly valuable to me, so I'm hoping it'll be incredibly valuable to you as well. The phrase is, I am always being protected or promoted. I'm always being protected or promoted, or I'm always being protected and promoted. However you want to look at that. Now, for those of you who don't know me already, I'm Dr. Mark Jagger. I'm a chiropractor by trade. I also design and develop innovative medical devices. The inspiration for that has been having patients that other things don't help with. So I get a number of patients in that have been to 15 chiropractors before. I've been to physiotherapists. I've been to medical end of things, or on addictive medications and all this stuff, and nothing's really working for them. And I want to be the one to help. I hate having to say I can't help you. That's the most painful phrase that I ever have to say to a patient, is that I can't help you. So in a lot of these cases, I thought, well, if I can build some new stuff that might help patients and may help me not have to say I can't help you, then I should probably try to do that. My background's a little mechanical and a few other things that I know how to do things that maybe some people may not know how to do, and I'm innovative and resourceful. And why I mention all this stuff is this phrase of being protected and promoted ties right into that. So another way this phrase has been communicated was, well, everything happens for a reason. Now, it's a pretty common saying, but what I always ran into was, I'm running into some bad things. What's the reason for this? And at the time, it's very hard to get yourself out of that headspace. So, as I mentioned, a chiropractor by trade, I have a lot of experience with struggles, my own struggles, and trying to help other people with their struggles. Not just physical things that you'd think a chiropractor does, but especially throughout the pandemic, I had so many patients come into me with their mental struggles. Those scared me more than anything. I've had my own, and you'll get a little bit into my head with these videos if you should continue to keep watching, because I'm going to use my experiences to try to help you look at your experiences a little bit differently and maybe use them in a positive way. So everything happens for a reason. Your first inclination with that, and my first inclination was, well, what's the reason that this horrible thing is happening to me right now? I really don't need any more of it. But when I said I'm being protected or promoted, well, what's the reason? It's because I'm being protected or promoted. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I can't see it right now, but if I truly believe that I'm being protected and promoted, this is the positive way to look at this. And even if I don't believe it's true at the time, I got my answer. There's going to be something coming out of this. And if there isn't something good coming out of this coming to me, then maybe it'll give me the motivation and the strength to make something good happen. Because that's a lot of what we need to do in our lives, is make it happen. I have a phrase on my car here, and it says, make decisions that create movement. That reminds me, it's another great phrase, make decisions that create movement. Don't be stuck in indecision. Make decisions that make moves and make positive things happen for you, because most positive things aren't just going to happen to you. Sometimes, sure, that works out, but action. You need to take some action to end up getting a positive result out of something. And don't let a negative result be the end. Let a negative result spur you into something positive. Now, the personal story with this, where this all started for me. Well, when I was 14 years old, at my hockey practice, my dad fell over backwards, smacked his head on the ice, incurred himself a basal skull fracture, which unfortunately killed him by the next morning. He was in the hospital. They couldn't get him out on air ambulance in time, and essentially all the swelling crushed his brainstem, and he died the next morning. So 14-year-old boy, a week after my birthday, witnessed my father die almost in front of me at my hockey practice. So you might think that a 14-year-old boy might feel some responsibility for that happening. He might feel like it's his fault. And I did for a long time. I used to have dreams that my dad was drowning in the pool in the back of our house that we had just built, that wasn't even done yet, and I didn't do anything to help him. I used to wake up with that dream quite often. And I knew that at that point in time I had two choices. I could wallow in that and make myself, something horrible's happened to me, life sucks, and that's my life is going to be. My life is going to be garbage because this happened to me. Or I could say, well, you know what? I lost a parent. I'm going to need to work harder to make something of myself now. And so I better pull up my damn socks and get it done and do it for myself, and also to make my mother proud and to make the rest of my family proud, and not to say, to be able to say, well, you know what? He didn't do so well because he was disadvantaged. He was disadvantaged because he lost his father, and that traumatic experience messed him up, and, well, you know what? That's why he's what he is now. Like, no, you know what? That's why I am what I am now. That's why I'm reasonably successful at what I do, and that's why I have such a heart to help other people. So you're always being protected and promoted. Repeat that phrase. It is so much more productive than everything happens for a reason, which I love anyways, but you got to believe that. You got to have the answer to what that reason is to really fully believe that. So the answer to that question is, I'm always being protected and promoted. So no matter what happens, you think, well, you know what, this is bad right now, but maybe it's going to make me think in a certain way. Maybe it's going to make me do a certain thing that will make it better for me in the future. And if that doesn't just happen for you, make sure it happens. Put it in your head that I'm going to use this experience. This person treated me poorly. I'm going to learn from that experience, and I'm not going to let other people treat me poorly because this person treated me this poorly. There's someone coming down the line that's going to treat me this poorly. And you know what? I'm going to see it coming because I recognized the signs on this one. So little examples like that, little things that, you can use to help you in the future. Take those experiences. You're always being protected and promoted, and you'll have a happier, more effective, more productive life. And that's really what I want for you. Especially throughout the last 3 years, people need this. Positive phrases, positive thinking, and maybe someone who's been where they've been to help them up out of those ruts. More on that later. This isn't the only time I've used this type of thing to help me out of a situation, so I hope this helps you out of some situations too. Thanks very much for watching. I look forward to you seeing more and hopefully getting help from what I'm doing. Thanks so much.